happen to be the heroes they're sitting on at this point in time. Cursed Hollow is the map for Game 2, and...
You know how many times I singed Matt's name and he didn't respond?
Yeah, it's BM.
See ya, Steve!
See you, Steve, with the dad jokes in chat.
Maybe you need to sing it with me.
Okay, on 3. 1,
Okay.
2, 3. See ya, Steve! So out of sync. Terrible. The worst. Just actually the worst.
It's okay, Jake. I forgive you. Maybe he'll respond
I forgive
this
you.
time. Is the finals best? I could have typed this out to Matt like an hour ago on Skype, but I've had more fun singing. Or the finals best of 3.
Why would you
Mr.
talk?
Sia Steve.
Oh, and we have...
Ban Zaratula.
that's
So,
good.
Zaratula has been banned by Team Clairvoyant Gaming. I keep saying team. It's not Team Clairvoyant, it's just Clairvoyant Gaming. I do that a lot.
Yeah.
There's only like one team out there. It's Team Liquid.
Team Dignitas.
Team Dignitas,
Get
that's
wrecked.
true.
Get wrecked.
You just wrecked me. I've been rectified. Wait on to see the ban coming up from Vortex. Last game they did end up banning Nazebo, I believe. Well, they're going with the Abathur ban on this one.
Benabather. They don't want to deal with him. They know the infinite push that is available, and they don't even want to consider that here on Cursed Hollow. I actually really enjoy that ban. Now, this is, of course, going to open up the doors to Stitches, but Zeratul already been removed, and Caterpillar is quick to pick up Vala, so Clown can be a happy clown.
Clown is a happy clown. He's no longer a sad, scary clown.
This
He's a
mine.
happy, joyous
This
clown.
mine. He announces on his chat, his broadcast immediately. If you're not friends with him, probably so you can't see it. But he's so excited. He's in his comfort zone, and he's having some chicken for dinner.
Okay, let's see here. Who are we going to see from Vortex? Which other I guess? Okay.
You said that so fast that he made a new word. What he meant to say was Nazebo Tychus. Just transcribing Zoya speak for everyone here.
Sorry. Let's see. Which
now,
other Tychus?
Okay, so that's really nice.
That leaves Tassadar, Arthas, and Falstad still available. Those are the big six.
The big six has changed a little bit. I think it's situational now when it comes to drafts and pick bans. But yeah, there's still a lot of options available. I mean, Muradin is huge counter pick to Nazebo, and so is Brightwing. So they might opt to go with Brightwing Muradin here.
I don't think they can do both.
I think they can, and I think that'll actually allow them. I think they're probably going to opt to get Stitches before Muradin, though, because I
don't think they can give Falstad up.
You make a good point.
I think they have to do Falstad and then one of those two.
Yeah, you're
Probably
right. You're right.
Falstad.
You're right.
Because if you give Witch Doctor Tychus Muradin to them, that's terrifying.
Yeah. You're right.
We'll have to see though how they want to. This is a tough pick with a lot of good heroes to choose from.
Drafting is actually gotten really cool. It's gotten a lot.
I love watching the draft. Before it was very
so
scripted.
stale. It was so stale a month ago. It was actually the most boring thing in the world, I'll be honest with you. But as it is now, it's much more dynamic, and there's a lot of options. It depends on how they want to build versus how they want to counter build.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, man. This is a tough call. I think they have to go with Falstad. But as this,
I'm actually going to agree with you and say Falstad is a pretty much clear pick here. But the other one's tough. They like Stitches. Maybe they go Falstad Stitches. I think that seems like a pretty safe bet. Arthas Falstad, okay. So Falstad, yeah, you were right there. And this is going to be the first time we see them playing as Stitches. Now, they don't have Zeratul. He was banned out, so they don't have that Void Prison, Hook, Gorge kind of play. But they did have Vala for the Reign of Vengeance Gorge play. So I thought that might be what they want, but they're opting to have Arthas for their front line. Maybe they saw Arthas plus Malfurion and said, we actually can't kill them. We need to take Arthas away from them.
That's true. That could be why. Now, for Vortex, they have Witch Doctor Tychus. They still have Brightwing Uther still alive for supports. They still have Tassadar on the table as well. Now, do you go for the Murden pick to deny that?
Well, Murden pairs really well with Nazebo, period. So it's not even a denial. It's just like a solid round pick in general.
That is true.
I think their last pick will probably be their support because Sheth is very flexible between Uther, Brightwing, and Malfurion. So I don't think we'll see a support picked up for their next pick. I think they'll go for their tank, Stitch's Hammer. Okay, they actually completely go backwards of what we thought. They opt for Stitches and Hammer. They like those heroes. We saw them last game.
I feel people seem really split on Hammer. From what I like, it literally is like it just people disagree on this a lot. Some people say that Hammer's only good map is Dragonshire because it's a smaller map. You can get to the lanes pretty quickly on her because she doesn't have a mount. She's one of the few heroes that don't have that movement speed increased. Cursed Hollow is one of the bigger maps. Which is it just takes her so long to move across the map because she doesn't have a mount. But some people are disagreeing with that being a reason for her being bad on this map. Some people are also saying that Hammer's good on Cursed Hollow. Before it was unanimously she's only good on Dragonshire, but now some teams are thinking she's good on other maps as well. I don't know where I sit on it just yet, but I'm excited to see Hammer on this map.
Yeah, no, me too. It's cool. Oh my god, we're seeing Tyrande again. So that's going to be Atlanta playing Tyrande, if I'm not mistaken. Let us confirm here. Yes, it's going to be Atlanta. We saw Tyrande play against SMG in the finals yesterday of ESL Weekly number 5, and it was a really solid play, but it wasn't quite enough. He's opting for, he goes with the Owl build. He doesn't spec into Hunter's Mark. He specs into Owl, and he gets the Lunar Blaze at level 13 or 16 instead of rewind. It's 13. Yeah, it's 13, instead of rewind. So he opts for Lunar Blaze on 13. That gives you additional, size and cast range of the E. That's the big stun. And the reason that they like to get this is it's an anti-Nazebo thing. They're targeting to stop that Ravenous Spirit with that incredible range on that stun. And Clown's making a status, Atlanta's backpack. I don't know what that means, but I love his statuses while we're here sitting in the lobby. It's very amusing to me. So, and Uther too?
I don't know. I could see why Tyrande is good versus Nazebo, but
it's weird. It's weird.
I think I would have had rather. I don't know. It's a tough call. I don't like it because it's kind of like a gimpy 3 DPS comp team, but I think I would have rather had Tassadar in that situation over Tyrande. Because they both do really good damage, but you get the more utility from Tassadar. But like you said, it's a good counter to Nazebo if you can land your stuns. So
well, that's the thing. They don't have other answers to Nazebo. Vala can't interrupt. Falstad can't interrupt.
I mean, they go Rain of Vengeance.
I mean, oh, you're right. Rain of Vengeance. That's the only option. But like to waste that on Nazebo means Nazebo has to be severely out of position to actually do that.
That is a good point.
So it's very uncommon. Whereas Lunar Blaze has so much more range, and really as it stands, they only have Divine Storm. And for Uther to suicide in by sprinting into the Nazebo, it's far from optimal. So I kind of don't think they had a choice other than Murden. Murden could, of course, Dwarf Toss himself with the increased range at the Nazebo and then throw his hammer to stun her. But
I kind of want to say Vortex, not by a lot, not by like an extreme amount, but outdrafted them mind game wise. I think Vortex forced them into a weirder composition.
Mike,
by sniping for heroes.
Mike.
I thought you were saying like. I was like, why are you saying like over and over? What do you like? I'm sorry.
We're living. Cursed Hollow, game number 2 of the semifinals here. The winner of this best of 3 series will in fact advance to face Symbio in the finals. But before that, why don't we introduce our team here?
Yep, in the blue trunks here, currently up 1-0 in this best of 3 semifinals match. We have Cloud9 Vortex, Bobby Hankill on Stitches, Fan on Tychus, iDream on Sergeant Hammer, Liquid Sheth on Brightwing, and Rajar playing Nazebo.
I just gave up because he went all over the place again. He thought he learned last game on how to announce them in order from left to right, but gave up.
See, I do it based on position on the map.
So Clown will be playing as Vala. He's back in his comfort zone. We have Caterpillar on Uther, Echo on Arthas, Atlanta on Tyrande. And who did I miss? It's going to be Falstad, played by Spanker here in the top lane. So Tyrande provides you know, it's not a hero we see a lot, and we see her running the full pink Master Skin status, and you have to respect that. But
that is pretty cool. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Arthas and Tyrande look cool together right now.
They're beautiful. But Tyrande provides a lot of vision. She provides the range stun and pretty solid damage. I wouldn't be surprised if she's, you know, she could actually stay on par with both Vala and Falstad at the late portions of the game. It's just she doesn't have, she's not a support, even though she's listed as a support.
Yeah, like
no one plays her as a support, so don't let that fool you. She's not going to have much healing done at all.
Yeah, and Tyrande and Arthas is a really good gank spot. Like,
yep.
The amount of lockdown you get is insane. Liquid Chef and is being pretty far up here. He is going to get surrounded on the root.
Hunter Mark goes down? Yep, that's it. You see that red arrow above his head? That means they've received Hunter Mark. That's the D. That's the passive, in theory, ability that Tyrande has. I guess that's, like, you call it a racial almost. And
trait.
Trait, yes, that's the word. That is the trait. Rajar took a lot of damage there, but Echo is actually going to end up falling here. He has no chance of surviving, and he is going to fall. So
he almost got away. I like that. He has no chance of surviving.
No, he had no chance.
Actually pulling for Echo to live there. That would have been grand.
Soya just starts giggling at my potential demise. iDream takes a lot of damage, constantly seeing that Lunar Flare down, but just to repeat, I think I got interrupted by the action. Hunter's Mark, you take 25% additional damage when you have that on you for 5 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. I can actually confirm.
Yeah, because you can select
4
people.
seconds. 4 seconds. 20-second cooldown. So yes, it's a huge, huge way you get the stuns down to just blow them up.
You used to be able to use it on buildings as well, making Tyrande pretty solid at pushing, but
it's a talent now.
Not anymore.
It's available.
Oh yeah, they made it a talent. That's right. But it's a talent you wouldn't take.
No, you would never take that talent. So Vala has taken a lot of damage, but so has Fan. This bottom lane, two assassins soloing with each other. Not all that common to see two people this low in a lane by themselves here. But that is happening. But in the top, we have a big engagement going in. Echo is just going full on ham on Chef. And iDream, I've been infected by the ham virus, so
the ham is real. It's Thanksgiving dinner up in here. Ooh. Liquid Chef getting rooted there. The follow-up stun from Tyrande. Bobby Hanko gets a big hook onto Spanker, though. He's in a lot of trouble here. Polymorph goes down, and that dead bird is on the ground.
That dead. Oh my goodness! The owl, the Headwake hype was almost so true. Mail was delivered to Chef's face, but he was able to hold the package and live to see another day. We have the stun to delay this tribute. During all of that, we actually had Caterpillar rotate to the bottom lane to get the kill on the Tychus. That was a bit before all of that happening. So there was, in fact, a kill for each team, but Caterpillar not in a good spot, but Rajar in an even worse spot. Will the Headwake hype exist?
Bobby Hankill is currently surrounded by 3 people. Epico is getting kind of low here, but the heals are enough to keep him topped off. Will he be able to get a nice shield there from Uther to keep him topped off, and he's going to be able to get away. 3 kills to 2 right now. Jake, I want to say I like that. Mail being delivered line.
That's what it's called. Headway delivers the mail. What else would you call it?
I just haven't heard you say that before. It cracked me up, man.
I'm glad.
I applaud you.
Good. Do you also know I started Panda Pals?
Did you really?
Yeah.
Well done.
Changing the world. Anyways, back to the game. So we have this second tribute spawning. It is currently 1 tribute up for Cloud9 and Vortex in this game. Levels are 7 to 7. Let's take a look at the talents. Multi-shot build. Bribe going down for both Brightwing and Falstad. Pretty standard stuff. So there's a bribe available for each team. A very, very damage heavy Pierce. We have Empower and True Shot Aura. And it's actually just standard builds across the map. And oh, Caterpillar getting pulled in, but it doesn't mean anything. No, Bobby Hankel actually gets annihilated.
That was really well done there. They knew that the hook was about to come, and the team reacted immediately, landed that route after the Uther stun, and Stitch just got evaporated. He did not have a chance. Good zoning out there from Atlanta and Echo, and they were able to secure their first tribute of the game.
Well, Caterpillar rotating to the middle, 1-to-1 tributes, as you said, and this bottom lane is going to be just kind of danced around again. Of course, Fan has been doing a really good job pushing it down, though. He has the tower, and they have the mule defensively defending it, so that's quite nice. Defensively defending is not very good English. It's actually a great question. Yeah, that's a good thing to point out. Mule was picked up by Nazeebo. That tier, level 7 on Nazeebo, sometimes we see Clairvoyance picked up, sometimes we see Mule, and sometimes we see
90% of the time it's Gidden.
Yeah, I'd say 50% of the time lately, honestly. People have been... Mule is hard to pass up in a map like this. It has so much power, and Gidbin is nice extra damage, but Mule is potentially worth more.
With the current meta being how it is, how the towers do give experience now, denying that experience can be really frustrating to deal with.
Yeah, but that's a good point to make because we are very close to level 10 for both teams. Those talents will be decided in just a moment. And we see an offensive rotation towards Clown to try to bully him out. But in the meantime, Clairvoyant is getting in position to grab this third tribute of the game.
Both teams are poised around this. Level 10 has been acquired by Vortex, Emerald Wind, Ravenous Spirit, Odin, Putrid Bile, and Napalm Strike have been taken. Shadowstalk, Army of the Dead, Divine Storm, Shock and Awe, and still nothing from Bala.
Shadowstalk is used immediately to try to initiate here. The Rain of Vengeance after the Lunar Flare doing so much work with the Putrid Bile and Shock and Awe just as an insurance policy. Ravenous Spirit to try to push them away, but 2 members did fall already.
Caterpillar barely going to live through that Ravenous Spirit. Bobby Hand kill does get rooted. He is not going to go down. 2 kills for nothing in favor of Clairvoyant. Like you said, as soon as level 10 was hit, Shadowstalk was immediately taken and popped. They charged in. The great Rain of Vengeance from Vala. The follow-up Divine Storm secured those 2 kills very well, and the Tribute. They are up 2-1, and now they're taking their boss.
Now, the crazy thing is how well they're doing. They're up 6 kills to 2. They're doing this well early. When Tyrande is a hero that really scales late. As you get the other upgrades for Owl, it gets much stronger. And they managed to pick up this boss, and they are in a fine position to fight here if they decide to.
It looks like that's going to be the case. As Fan is coming up from below. Rajar wants to get that. No grenade was thrown, though. Rajar getting a little bit aggro. They're going to have to back off now. The Giant is pushing top lane, excuse me, the boss. And I believe that Vortex has to respond to it. They can't just let it do that.
They have to, and at the same time,
Clown just gets it.
They're already here at this bottom tribute, and they're gonna just push this bottom lane out.
It's a curse, guys. This early in the game, 7 minutes in. Sometimes you see that 2-2 split. Most of the time, actually, it comes to that where it's a 2-2 tribute split, but 3-1 in favor of Clairvoyant Gaming right now, and they are pushing this bottom lane hard.
They're playing so well right now. Like, in that situation, they were in a really bad spot because when they took that boss, Atlanta got separated. He was in the top portion of the map, so he was in a really vulnerable position. At that time, the team knew they had to back up, and Cloud just beelined to the bottom of the map and picked up that tribute. Just really nice, heads-up, decisive play. Like, they act immediately, and that's what you have to do against a team like Cloud and Vortex.
Taking both of these keep towers here, giving a nice experience lead right now, 13-12, soon to be 14. Might have to back off here, see Giants. Here comes Brightwing teleporting in. Napalm Strike doing a good job of clearing up the Giants here. iDream gets done. Root follow-up is happening. There's the Putrid Bile. He is trying to delay for his team. Emerald Wind goes down, pushing Caterpillar in a weird spot. He does end up going down the Ravenous Spirit. Echo taking a lot of damage as well. He is in full retreat right now, and it looks like Clairvoyant Gaming has overextended just a little bit, getting caught terribly out of position here. Will they lose another people? Bobby Hankill can get a hook onto Atlanta. Even without the hook, though, she should be dead.
Yeah, she is definitely going to fall there. I got to say, that was a beautiful Emerald Wind just securing a kill, protecting the Ravenous Spirit, and just working out really well. This is going to enable them to hit level 13 and pick up a boss for themselves. During all of that, like you said, they lost a few of their back towers for the bonus XP. They did lose the top fort, and the bottom fort was down. So they got a good amount done, so it was a good curse, even though they lost a few members.
Take a look at that top lane to see how much that Giant did do. Well, you can't tell. The boss, excuse me, Mule, because Mule has already healed up almost everything. Yep. Probably wouldn't have done too much to it anyways. Clown forced to back off here. He is really low here. Uther going for Stone Liquid Shotgun. Both teams just trying to reposture themselves. We got a while before the next tribute. Clairvoyant Gaming has to go clean up this boss real quick, though.
So, level 13, I mean, again, Hammer going into the Mine build, and Lunar Blaze was, in fact, picked up. So, no rewind, once again, opting for the Lunar Blaze. There's a rewind on Falstad, so we'll see it there. And Brightwing, again, going to get rewind for that double polymorph.
Knights have been taken by Clairvoyant Gaming. They are both teams are doing a good job of rotating around the map, taking mark camps, and just cleaning up each other. Like, because that's all you can do. After the first curse happens, or after any curse happens, there's a long waiting period. And oh, here comes the Shadowstalk coming in. Atlanta goes in. Will he get? He gets the Hunter's Mark. The stun does end up missing, as well as Rain of Vengeance. No kill there on Bobby Hankill, but there comes the Shock and Awe. Bobby Hankill will doesn't. The Divine Storm was great. Caterpillar sprinted on, and there's the Ravenous Spirit, though. Everyone is clumped up. Odin doing a lot of damage to that backline. Atlanta is solo. Nice stun onto Rajar, and the first another kill going over to Tyrande. Everyone is so low there. It started off such a great fight for Clairvoyant, but the Wombo, there's so much AoE coming out from Vortex, was able to clean it up.
Yeah, I mean, everything looked right, but it did not matter in the end because of the damage output of the Odin and the Ravenous Spirit, just able to force them back, burning them down so quickly. This is going to be Cloud9 pushing in, going to get this fort, but they won't get much more than this.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good sprint charge in after the Rain of Vengeance and Tyrande stun missed, but it just put Uther so far ahead of everyone else that they were able to burst him down.
Right.
Yeah, the Ravenous Spirit, I didn't catch what interrupted it. It probably was Tyrande stun, though. But something interrupted it. I don't know.
Now Hedwig's going to interrupt that. The Emerald Wind is actually used to try to stop and defend that tribute. The entire purpose was to cap that tribute with that Emerald Wind. So it wasn't whiffed, it wasn't an accident. He wasn't expecting the Owl to come in and to interrupt him there. Again, throwing that out, but a big hook on Spanker, but doesn't matter.
Nice vault away in. Bobby Hinkle is going straight in here. Putrid Bile has been popped, just covering the entrance area to make it take a lot of damage. Echo's getting pretty low here. iDream caught in the back by Clown, but not doing too much damage with that Rain of Vengeance. Don't like that flank from Vala at all. Caterpillar has been caught out of position here. He's going to go down as well. 2 kills quickly going over to Vortex. Clown's going to be able to get out here just fine.
That entire fight just looked like Clairvoyant just taking too much damage and not returning any at all. It just kind of looked like they were standing there slowly dying. And they're trying to peel here. Spanker is very low, of course. Atlanta actually trying to heal Spanker up, and actually during that, Hammer ended up falling. So we missed Clown coming from the back line. Oh, the hook goes out, and it was, his aim was true, but he's actually has no chance of surviving here.
That was like the craziest hook ever. If that would have hit, that would have been like... I mean, he was dead either way.
Yeah, no, he was...
That was beautiful.
He made the right call.
Interesting... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, he went to the one possible location where he might have survived, but it wasn't going to happen.
Okay, never mind. I don't know. I don't know if Vortex should have backed there. I think they were all kind of low on mana, so I guess they didn't have a choice. They did leave the boss behind, and they are headed straight back to it, though. I don't think they'll be able... It's going to be close. It's going to be really close. Brightwing does teleport in. They don't have Hammer, though. It's a 4v4.
Oh, Putrid Bile is used immediately, and this boss is going to fall. Both teams are standing on it to try to delay, but look at the Emerald Wind! Almost enough to peel. Divine Storm is used, but it's actually going to be stolen, and a lot of members, actually 2, 3, not going to be 4 members, fall on the side of Clairvoyant. This game was so far in their advantage, but it's been turned around completely.
You know, you talked about the Tyrande pick versus the Zebo, because that was really the only option they had. They really didn't want to run Murden, because the double tank would have been really awkward with that composition. But Nazebo has just time and time again gotten full Ravenous Spirits off.
He's using it in positions where even if Tyrande... Like, Tyrande has to pretty much save Shadowstalk, and they're using Shadowstalk aggressively. So has to get... Once he sees the Ravenous, needs to get that off, but... I just think the Nazebo is just kind of out-positioning and outplaying the Tyrande.
Take a look at the hero damage done real quick. And Nazebo is by far on top here. Nice engagement coming down, though. There comes the stun, shocking off follow-up, doing a lot of damage to that backline, but Liquid Shift still is alive. Caterpillar is going to fall. Not the best Rain of Vengeance there from kind of only catching one person. Maybe he could hit a few more people. This would have swung the other way, but Spanker and Echo have to be in full retreat here. Spanker gets healed from Atlanta. He's going to be able to get into that base, but the core is under siege now. 5 versus 4 for 30 seconds. They have a giant with them. Liquid Chef goes for the Emerald Wind to zone out. There's the stun. Chef does shield himself, just barely going to be able to back out of there. Core is at 37% HP.
That's it.
I think they can just target it.
Yeah, this is it. This is the end. This is it. Cloud9 flipped it. They were down 2 levels at one point. They bring it up, and they win with a 3-level lead in the end. Tychus's gun is just not going to shut up, it seems. It's gone. It's gone.
That's 2-0, right?
That is, in fact, 2-0.
Okay. So, Vortex, after getting eliminated yesterday, they seem to have adjusted their strats a bit. Ends up 2-0ing Clairvoyant. Now, the game 1 felt kind of stompy from about 5 minutes in for Vortex. This game was much closer throughout. I mean, Clairvoyant got the first curse. You know, it was a much closer game. But
Clairvoyant was dominating. They were actually just everywhere. They were just winning team fights. They won at the goal, and they got the first boss. They then picked up the first curse immediately after, and they pushed. They overextended a little bit. That didn't necessarily lose them the game. It just came down to better engagement from Vortex.
Yeah.
And like you said, the Ravenous was getting so much value.
It was. There was one fight where it got interrupted out of every time we saw Ravenous. Just one.
Well, that's
and
all.
that's not enough. I mean, he was on top of damage by a decent margin. So congrats to Vortex.
Yep.
They are going to move on to the finals to play against SMG right now. But also congrats to Clairvoyant Gaming. They have made top 4, which means I don't know if we're doing a third, fourth place match. And I know it's not being streamed. I don't know if they even play for it. But all 4 teams did qualify for the major, so congrats to Clairvoyant Gaming on that.
So we'll just update the bracket real quick as it populates. It's going to be Cloud9 Vortex going up against Symbiote Gaming in our finals, guys. And we'll be doing that in just a few minutes.
Still don't know if it's a best of 3 or 5.
We'll find out before we return. But, guys, we're going to throw to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes with the grand finals.
Steve.
Stay tuned.